Neeraj ji, I think, has run away now. कोई बात नहीं.
Actually, at the same time, I have to conduct 4 classes.
No. You are absolutely excused. You can go, sir. No problem. And,
so we are experiencing regularly 40 degrees Celsius, regularly.
I know. My son is in Kanpur, and he was telling me the same thing. He says it is 44 over.
Oh, okay. There it's more hotter.
It's so hot. It's so hot that he and his wife both were saying that both of us have become short-tempered.
Yes.
Because of the heat.
Because of restlessness and the heat.
You don't feel like eating. It's very hot, and you're always sitting in AC.
Yes, sir. Some digestion problems also.
It's not pleasant.
Yes, sir.
That is why after retirement, I opted to shift here. I came to this place after I left the bank.
Can I know where did you retire from, sir?
I retired from Punjab National Bank. I was working there for almost 30 years.
Punjab National Bank. Okay.
And I didn't retire. I took a VRS.
Okay,
sir. Took a VRS. Then I began teaching. For 6 years, I was here teaching with Christ University. These people have their main flagship is in Bangalore.
Okay.
And then they set up campuses here in Lavasa and one more place, I think, in Ghaziabad, in the north.
So you are working from home only. Okay.
Now, of course, I'm working from home. Now, after I left. See, when COVID came, it became difficult to work because it became online. So for about 1 to 2 years, I did online. Then after that, I said, this is too strenuous. I left, and then this is good. I want to actually increase the number of classes which I'm doing. I'm just doing 2 hours on 2 days a week.
But yes.
Ideally, I would like to do at least 2 more days. Let's see how things work.
One more batch you want to attend.
If I can do 1 more batch, that will be. Yes. That will be. It will give me. What shall I say? Give me some time to myself also. I don't want to work too hard. And
just for
at
relaxation.
the same time, I'll be.
So you can continue work in relaxed way.
In a relaxed way. So once you cross 16, after that it becomes, what shall I say? You have to introduce relaxation into your life because otherwise, like for example, you are there working, and I'm sure there's a lot of work which you have to do. It's not easy. So it is there.
Moreover, this is income tax time, so some hectic work is there. Unexpectedly today I'm free. That way, like that.
Acha, okay. Income tax, of course. So you also look after what? Corporate income tax also? Companies also?
Yes, sir. Corporate also, sir. But individual and firms on a larger scale, we have a less number of corporate clients. Means company clients are less in number.
Okay. Yes. Which reminds me that I also have to file my returns.
No problem, sir. You can mail me. I can send you the mail ID. No problem. I can get you refund from your pension income.
So,
I guess you might have got a Form 16 by now, sir. I think bank people, my firm works for Union Bank of India. They have sent today Form 16s. I guess you also get the Form 16s also.
From the bank? I haven't got it as yet, but I think I can download it. I think there is some provision in the internet banking where it can be downloaded.
Yes, sir. From your self-internet banking, you can download it. If they have uploaded.
So for us, the main income is pension.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Nothing big, just the pension.
Okay. Okay.
A bit of interest income and pension. I think these are the two main heads of income for me.
Okay. Mm.
So the class that we are having now, Mukesh, this is,
Yes, sir.
so we were discussing strategy and all, strategy and business models and all. So basically,
Yes, sir.
what I
Business
have,
model.
we were doing business models.
Yes,
So
sir.
today
Lastly,
we will
we
be,
closed with the business models. Yes, sir.
business models where now today it will be e-commerce business.
Okay.
So we will specifically look at e-commerce business models, and there are a number of interesting things there. So we'll have a look at that.
Okay, sir.
Like there is B2B, B2C.
Okay.
Then in B2C also there are different.
C2C also.
There is C2C also. So we'll have a look at all those, and then we will proceed to value chain.
Okay.
See, and then we will come to one very interesting thing in the one part of the unit is also business level strategies. So in the business level strategies, what I'm hoping to do is take you people through the BCG matrix.
Okay. Boston Consulting Group.
They came up with this very interesting matrix that I'm hoping we'll have a chance to discuss that in some detail. So that is one very good way of understanding strategy. See, like when we say strategy, basically think of it like this. You are the CEO of a company. Let's say that you are the person who is actually making decisions. And now you have certain amount of resources, like you have your capital, you have your human resources, various types of resources are there. Now, your main, let's say, goal is how do I use my resources in a way in which I can get the maximum benefit of it.
Okay.
So, because obviously, if you are the CEO of a company, you're the owners of the company, the shareholders, what do they expect from? They expect that
Profit.
you will get them a good amount of profit.
Dividend, good amount profit or dividends.
Amount of profit, dividend. If it's a listed company, then they are hoping that if you do well, the share prices will increase.
Share price.
So the value of the company will continue to increase.
Market value.
So your main challenge is how do I manage to get my company to earn more? How can I make it earn more? That is the big challenge which is there in front of you. And as the company grows bigger, see, when it is a single product company or it's very, very small, at that point of time, it doesn't, maybe the strategy making will be simple. Once you have decided that this is the product I want to make, after that, you'll be focusing all your attention on that product only. But as the company grows bigger, and as you begin to have multiple products, then what will happen is it becomes, like there are many choices which you will have. You have to think, should I do this? Should I do that? Is option A good? Is option B good? And in that whole decision making which you have, that what strategy you decide on, this BCG came out with a very good thing. And the interesting thing is they came out with this in the 1970s. The CEO of BCG was a fellow called Bruce Henderson. So he came out with this way back in the 1970s. And he was able to, very nicely give a guidance to companies about how they should actually go ahead with making strategy. What are the things which they should try to actually do? So I think it's 10 minutes are past. So I think we can start. Let's start. If these people join, it's good. Otherwise, they will have to follow us on the YouTube link later. So right now, let me just share the PPT with you. And just a minute. So, do you remember this value proposition thing which we had done?
Yes, sir.
Business models you recalled perfectly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So, in value proposition, can you sort of tell me just in your own words what value proposition is?
So when giving a product or service, what value you are giving, like that?
Yes, what the customer can
What the
expect.
customer is expecting and what you are giving to add on his needs or something. So why should he actually buy your product or your service?
Perfect, perfect.
Yes.
So it is a concise statement. So, for example, if I take your the company which you work for, what is the value proposition for your company?
Okay.
How would suppose you were to make a value proposition statement for your company location? What will that be?
Meeting client needs at their at their satisfaction or at their friendly time. Most of the time, uh, they expect the services to be more friendly, sir. If it is about chartered accountant firm, because most of the time they old firms they cannot expect some freeness to talk with the client, sir, from the client point of view. So um, so we can be more friendly and more available to the client
Hey, 1 minute.
to retain them.
Okay, so one of the things which you are saying is you will be, let's say, it will be very customer friendly, client
Yes, sir.
friendly.
Customized or to client like that.
And what is the service which you are giving? There you have to write a line about that.
Okay.
So is it only about filing tax returns or is there something else?
Of course, we deal with a number of aspects: filing of returns, tax returns, and filing with the ROC, looking after income tax department notices or any. Some people get some. Sometimes we have to attend commissioner of income tax like that for any cases like that, or we maintain bookkeeping of some of the entities, bookkeeping of them, regular accounting, sir.
So let's say that
like that.
I am trying to make a value proposition for your company. I can say that we give you customized tax solutions in a customer friendly environment.
Sir.
Suppose I make this the value proposition, customized tax solutions, anything you want, tax solution in a customer friendly environment.
Customer friendly.
So this can be a value proposition for your company.
Yes, sir. This can be.
This can be something like a value proposition for you. So that is the concept. And it will answer this question, why should a customer come to you?
Yes,
So
sir. Definitely it will answer, sir. Yes.
And the proposition or statement is made in such a way that the customer should feel that your, coming to you is better than going to another firm. There is something in the way you have written the, the statement, which makes him have confidence. Yes, I can go to Lokesh's firm. They will give me a good deal.
Better service than the other firm.
Better service than the other.
Yes.
Okay. I have a feeling that this is this person who just came, Lena. I think he is not with us. There is some mistake. Anyway, then we said that as a marketing tool, this is critical. Obviously, so if you get your statement right, and if like customers after they read the statement, they have this confidence in you, they will come to you. So that way, what will happen is many more and more customers will keep coming to you, and your business will grow. So for marketing, your value proposition is absolutely critical. And then we said that it has three components. First of all, you identify the customer segment. So in your case, what will be the customer segment for your firm?
So can you repeat? What is the customer
segment? Target market, which is who are the people you are actually, directing your message to. See, you are saying that come to us for tax solutions. Are you looking at salaried classes? Are you looking at corporates? Is there a particular segment?
As of us, if it is up to us, we are targeting at corporate, sir. Okay, so it will grow our firm as well as our staff also, who are entering into most of the times who's pursuing chartered accountancy as students are into the chartered accountant firms. It will help them in building their career out, sir, in a good way. If it is about most of them, if it is more about corporates, so we target corporates mainly.
So in corporates, are you looking for mid-sized corporates or very big corporates or small corporates? Is there some thing which you have in mind, some target corporate in mind?
Yes, sir. We are a 16-year-old firm, sir. We are growing bigger year by year. So we are, as of now, we can say that we are targeting at large corporates, because we are already working for mid-sized corporates.
Excellent.
So
corporates is one part. So like I say out here, the customer segment that is likely to buy the product, or in your case, to buy your service.
Yes, sir.
So identify the key demographics. Like here I was talking in the case of individuals. But in your case, the demographic will be companies, which is much more... so let's say mid-sized and large-sized companies, that is one. And maybe you're also looking at high net worth individuals.
Yes, high net worth individuals.
High net worth individuals who will have trouble in filing their tax return on their own.
Yes, sir.
So they are more interested in making money. So they need some expertise, someone who has the expertise to take the income that they have and file it. So
they expect a consultant.
So the one part of your value proposition is you have to think of who am I targeting. So in your case, it is very clear. It is companies and HNI. So these two segments. The second part is what is the specific value that your product offers? Specific value. For example, it can be best quality, lowest price, best design, quick service. In your case, maybe it can be
quick service and best quality, sir. In our case, it can be
best quality and quick service. And so those are two examples. And you can also add the word customize.
Of course, sir.
We will tailor the solution to your needs.
Okay, sir.
So that can be another way.
Okay.
And then how do you connect with your customer? Now, connecting with the customer, this is a psychological thing. You see, it can be in a number of ways. It can be, let's say, the image of your CEO. He may have a certain image in the market that can be helpful. It can be, let's say, like you somehow project an image of a very customer-friendly organization, and you connect with the customer on that basis. We are always there for you. No matter what tax problems you have, even if there's litigation, we will handle it for you. It depends.
Yes, sir.
So there is no quick way of answering this question, but basically there should be something there which the customer can connect. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
that was value proposition. I had given this example of Phenol-X pipes because I had actually worked for some time doing a market survey for this company after retirement. I had spent some time doing this. So I found that Phenol-X pipes, they have an excellent product. The pipes are very good. I think the best quality pipes in the market. And their main target are the builders. Because nowadays, very few individuals, especially in Pune and Bombay and the bigger places, Hyderabad in your state, very few people actually manage to build their own houses. So normally what happens is that you go and live in a flat because it's not possible to do it on your own. So whoever is actually building the houses, the builders, they are the main target group for this company. So the target market is very clear. Other target market, of course, is the individual customers who may want to replace a pipe. For example, you have bought a flat. After 5-6 years, you find that there is a problem and you want to repair the pipes or go for renovation. Then you will again need pipes. And I'm missing one side. They also have a lot of business in the agriculture sector.
Yes, sir. In water like that.
Irrigation.
Irrigation.
So, for irrigation, this is also very, very, I missed that. I should have written that here. So those are the three main segments of the market. Now the specific value is quality is the best. The pipes are thick. They are the most durable. And they are best for the building in the long run. So you have to explain to customers that, see, pipes cannot be easily replaced. Pipes are normally concealed. They are, let's say, inside the wall or in an inaccessible place. It requires a very good plumber to handle it. So for every person, it is good to have very good quality pipes right in the beginning so that there is no repair work involved later. So that is the value which you are bringing. You are saying that we have an excellent pipe, so use it. Okay, then customer connection in the case of Phenol-X, they were trying to build a personal connection through meetings with the builders and individuals, and presenting. Making presentations about their company, showing how the pipes are made. It's a very old company, giving a lot of details about how the company started and things like that. So that was their way of connecting with customers. So this is an example of a value proposition. Now we come to types of business models. We spoke about these are what we had already done. Direct sales, franchising,
retail,
and then we said subscription. Now, subscription model is very interesting. This you watch, Lokesh?
Sir,
Do you watch? Do you ever sort of go to YouTube to listen to music or listen to news or anything?
Of course, sir. Sometimes music or a song.
Now, in YouTube, you will find that there you have two options.
Yes, sir.
You can use it as a free service, no problem.
Yes, sir.
But in which case, they will keep troubling you with advertisements.
Yes. Otherwise, you have to pay and get ad free.
So you can get an ad-free thing. So you, let's say, pay for, I think I actually subscribe to this. So I think it costs 165 rupees per month. And I get YouTube Premium. So the advantage is that it is ad-free. And I get a fairly good selection of, so for my news, I rely on YouTube. And I am also able to subscribe to YouTube Music. So with YouTube Music and this, I'm able to get most of my requirements using this subscription model. So what is the business model? One model, of course, is the more the subscriber base, the more money I make. But those who are using me for free, in their case, I am earning money from advertising. So whichever be the model, I am able to earn money both ways. If you subscribe, I earn from the money which you give me as subscription. If you don't, I earn from the advertising which is done on the channel. And if you have been using the free YouTube, then you can see how much they advertise. Almost any song which you pick, which you want to listen to, or any news item that you want to listen to, before the actual news item starts or before the song starts, what do you find? You find that there is a 2-minute ad. And you have to listen to a minimum certain amount of time before you are allowed to skip. So YouTube is able to make money that way. Another very interesting thing in the finance sector is you look at the credit information company. Now, for example, you have CIBIL. You're well aware of CIBIL, the Credit Information Bureau of India Limited. So basically, all banks, they have a arrangement where every quarter they give the transaction-wise loan details to CIBIL every quarter. And on the basis of that, CIBIL knows which borrowers are paying on time, which borrowers are paying regularly but not on time. There may be some delays, and which loans are becoming non-performing. That means these borrowers are not paying it. So what happens is that CIBIL is able to, form a credit rating of each and every borrower. So it comes out with a credit score. Now, because this later on helps the bank. How does it help the bank? If anybody comes to the bank to ask for a loan, the bank is able to get the report of that person from CIBIL by paying fees. Or the bank can simply subscribe to CIBIL and they are allowed to see a certain number of reports for free. So in the case of a medium-sized bank, literally tens of thousands of reports will be generated from CIBIL because they will have that many loan applications in a year. So CIBIL is able to make a good amount of money. And the bank, how does the bank get this money back? The bank charges the customer. So the bank charges the customer, bank gets the money back, and CIBIL also makes money. So this subscription model in the case of CIBIL also works pretty well. So this was your freemium model or the advertising based model or the subscription. So you have, here I said, gave the example of YouTube. Then bricks and clicks and all we'll see in the e-business models. So after this, we go to the e-business models and we'll have a look at brick and clicks and those things in the e-business. So let's come to this. Now here, so the definition according to Government of India of e-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services over a digital and electronic network. As simple as that. That is e-commerce. So if the goods which I am selling, the buyer can see it digitally, as in the case of, let's say, Amazon. And if the order is placed digitally, then I am basically using e-commerce to do my business. For example, sitting in Lavasa, there are only 2 general stores in this little place. It's a small place. It's like an urban village. very well planned urban village. So there are very few shops. Now, and obviously, since the population is very small, just a few thousand, what happens is that the stock is very limited for most things. You want some special, not even special. If you want a particular type of sauce, you will not get it. If you want a particular type of bread, you will not get it. If you want, let's say, a particular type of cereal, all of us have our favorite, varieties of rice and lentils and things like that. Those things will not be available easily. So for me, this e-commerce makes a big difference. Now, because of so many, all of us, it is expected that the e-commerce revenue will grow to $111 billion by 2024. That means in 2 more years. So it's a huge market which we are talking about out here. Therefore, the concept of an e-commerce business model becomes in many ways more important than a simple, brick and mortar model, the old physical shop from where we used to buy. Now, let's take the B2B first. So, in the B2B case, what will happen is, how do you understand B2B, Lokesh? What is your simple understanding of this? I can't hear you, Lokesh.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Now it's okay.
Oh, sorry, sir. If I can say with an example, if Infosys provides some technical support to TCS, it can be business to business model, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for two businesses to connect,
Yes, sir.
so there has to be a system where, like so the business which is selling a service is visible to the person who wants to buy that service. Only then will it work. Na? So both sellers and buyers are businesses. Like in the example you gave, Infosys and TCS, both are businesses. One is selling a service, one is buying. Fine. Now, normally the minimum order size is going to be large. Large as compared with an individual order.
Yes.
That is one.
Individual consumer. It must be.
As compared with an individual consumer, these orders are going to be large. Then the other thing is that unlike the B2C, here the buyer of the service can actually ask for a quotation. Okay. So that is also there. And see, to some extent, the service which you people are providing in some places is actually B2B. Because, see, you are a business providing, let's say, a tax solution service. And many of your customers are also businesses. The only difference is that you are not doing it through e-commerce. You are not doing it through a digital channel. You are doing it, but suppose you make this facility available through your website. Suppose you make this facility available through your website, then your company and the business which you do will also be classified as a B2B. So, and there is no rule that a single company can only do B2B. So you will do B2B also, you will do B2C also. So you can do both. Now, this company here, which is running the marketplace, this is also a B2B model. See, if there is a, like for example, India Mart brings together businesses, buyers and sellers. India Mart itself is a business. So basically, India Mart is connecting businesses. India Mart itself is B2B. And the different businesses who are connecting through India Mart are also B2B. So industrycard.com, indiamart.com, these are all examples of B2B. Now in India, there is one legal aspect. The entity that is running the marketplace, for example, India Mart, cannot be one of the sellers. They cannot be a seller. If you are an aggregator, you cannot be a seller. It cannot produce and sell its own goods on this side. So this is one thing to be remembered in the case of this rule, of course, applies in India. Now, if you go to B2C, now here I'm making a distinction.
Sir, one small doubt. Can Amazon be the example for this B2B?
Amazon actually is everything. Amazon is B2C also. Amazon is B2B also. There is another concept called B2B2C. Amazon basically provides, it is so big now that it provides everything. You can very easily use it for B2B, you can use it for B2C also. But it will not be this. See this category here, B2C, inventory-based model. That means the business is selling its own goods. The business, whatever business it is basically selling its own goods, manufacturing and selling its own goods. The only thing is that it is using an electronic marketplace to sell the goods. That's all. Now, this is a virtual version of a brick and mortar store. Brick and mortar store is a physical shop, the old model shop where we used to do our shopping till e-commerce came along. Now, in this, for example, let's say that I am producing, let's say, shirts. And I decide that I will set up my own website. Anybody who wants to buy my shirt can go to the website and they can basically order it there. So I will not list on Amazon. I will have my own website. I will popularize my company. And then after that, what I will do is I will invite customers to buy directly from me through my website. I will have a payment gateway attached to my website. So anybody wants to pay using his bank account or his debit card or credit card, he is free to do that. Now, this concept is inventory based because I have the goods. I have the inventory. See, Amazon is not inventory based. Amazon does not have inventory. Amazon is only enabling you to find someone who has the goods that you want. Whatever product that you are looking for, Amazon is giving you a chance to find that person. The person who, or that business, which is selling that particular, if I, let's say, want to buy a particular book, and I go to Amazon and I write the name of the book. So I read a lot. So recently there's a book which has come out on JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and it has been in the news quite a lot now because of the students' problems which keep coming there. Now, suppose I want to read that book. If I know the name of the book, I know the author of the book, I can go to Amazon, I can type, in the search bar, the name of the book, and I find out that, yes, there is this publisher which is selling the book, and I am able to actually buy the book through Amazon. But Amazon cannot stock the book.
Okay.
Amazon will not keep a stock of items which they will sell because this rule is here. This one.
That's why I'm asking.
So they will only enable other people to, and of course, these businesses will pay Amazon a commission, whatever it is. Whatever is the rule, they will do that.
Okay, that's separate.
Now, in this model, inventory-based business model, the seller sells to anyone who comes to his website and places an offer. So, in this model, the fellow will have a website. To come there, what is the advantage here? Your competitors are not visible. If this guy goes to Amazon and lists in Amazon, let's suppose this fellow is selling, he's selling shirts, he lists himself on Amazon, then all the 1,000 other people who are selling shirts are in direct competition with him. So anybody who will go and look for a shirt, he will see this guy's company, but he will also see any number of other companies who are also selling the same shirt. So in Amazon, what happens is that the sellers are facing competition. The buyer is getting a choice. Now, if I go for a different model where I have my own website, then what happens is that if I'm able to publicize, and if people come to my website, they will be seeing only my products. They will not be looking at my competitors' products. So, it is easier to sell. The problem in this model is that you have to create a marketing, a value proposition which will make your customers come to your site. They should be so convinced that you have a good product that they are going to come to your site to actually buy the product. Now, one place where this is happening, there is a site called Shopify.com. So what I suggest is you type this. You have a laptop, na?
No, sir. Presently, I don't have. Okay, I am not working from home, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. In that case, you just make note of this, Shopify.com. What I'll do is, I will open it here. Wait, I'll show you.
Okay. Okay.
I'll open the laptop here, the site here. You will get an idea about what I am doing.
Okay.
Here, this is the Shopify
Okay.
website. Okay. Now, what are they saying? They are saying use Shopify to design a beautiful online store.
I put in.
So this online store which you are setting up is a website. So what they are saying is, we will help you to make a website. How? See, need a web designer. If you want a completely custom store design, we suggest talking to Shopify expert. He will help you to design your website. Shopify experts are Shopify approved e-commerce designers, developers and marketers who can help make your online store a huge success. So they will design it for you. They will customize it for you. How will they customize? So they have 70 themes.
Okay.
They have 70 themes, colors, designs, all that will be there. So you can actually create your own store using this. They are giving you an example here. So this, sorry, coming back.
Sir, you mean to say that this is a website where once someone is interested in creating their website, it means if I want to create a website on my name or for services which I render.
Yes. When you want to sell something. Okay. See, if you want to just create a website for other purposes, then you don't have to come here.
Okay.
For that, there is a very nice website called GoDaddy.
Okay, I know. Okay, GoDaddy.com.
So you can go to GoDaddy. They will help you to make a website. You can register your name and everything. Here, what will happen is that Shopify will help you to design an online store, a website. They will give you themes. They will give you a designer. You can make your custom theme. All this will happen. And once you do this, you may get something like this. Say, Bliss is a store. They are making clothes, as you can see here. And you will be able to make something like this. something better, depending on how you want it. And now what will happen is Shopify will, you know this concept of search engine optimization, SEO?
No, sir.
Okay. So when you go to Google
Okay.
and let me give you an example. I go to Google. Now, let's say that I choose, think of something which you want to do. Let's say,
Okay. I can sell some shoes, sir.
okay, let's do this. Sports shoes.
Okay.
Okay, let's for men. Huh?
Yes, sir. Sports
Okay, I'm
shoes.
doing this. Now, if you look at this, see, this is an advertisement. It
Yes,
says
sir.
out here ad.
Yes,
Correct.
sir.
Forget about this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
After that, which is the first site which is coming?
Mintra. Okay.
Why did Myntra come?
Okay.
See, the next site is Ajio.
Ajio.
Okay. Third site is Tata Click.
Tata Click.
Now, what you should think about is, why did Google, from all the so many shoe stores, why did they pick this? So one obvious answer is that part of the deal is geography. I am making the search from my laptop in India. So Google is automatically filtering out non-Indian companies. It is looking for something which is relevant for me. So if they give me an American shoe company here, there's no point in going there, because then I'll not be able to get delivery of the shoe.
Okay.
Now, why did Myntra come first? Because the way Myntra has designed this enables Google to pick Myntra first. The words they use, everything that they do, those are things which, when you put this sports shoes for men in the search bar, the search engine has to look for the thousands and thousands of shoe stores all across the world. Now, let's say it is filtering out all non-Indian companies, then it has to look for the hundreds of shoe stores in India.
Okay.
There, the way the shop is, the way the website is designed, the different websites are designed, based on what is written in the website, they actually decide, the algorithm decides which one is shown first. So they decided to show Myntra first, mainly because of that. Now, this particular thing, Myntra was chosen first. This is called search engine optimization. Google is the search engine. You are optimizing the use of the search engine so that if anybody looks for shoes, your company name comes in the first page. Okay. So maybe I'll have the patience to look at least at the first page. I can look up to here. Na? After this, maybe I am not going to have the patience to, click on see more. Most of us, what do we do? When you go to Google, we probably go up till page 1.
Yes, sir. Not about page 2 or...
You're not interested. There, if I go to page 2, I'm sure there'll be so many more companies. Look, so many other companies are coming.
Yes, sir.
But we are more interested in page 1. So what can you do to design a website in which you appear on page 1?
Okay.
That is called SEO, search engine optimization. Okay. Now, this is the concept.
Okay.
So now you understand this. Let me just go back to the presentation again. Okay, so we did this Shopify. So what will happen in this model? The seller sells to anyone who comes to his website and places an order. So you go to Shopify, you make your website. Shopify markets, does a lot of marketing for you. These are the things which this fellow is selling. So people who are interested, they will come directly to your site and they'll be able to buy whatever you are selling. Now let's continue with this. So B2C models can also set up own website and use its own marketing techniques. Think of Lenskart. Lenskart is selling you spectacles, glasses.
Yes, sir.
Now, Lenskart you can buy directly from the Lenskart website.
Yes, sir. Lenskart.com.
You can go, no? You can go to there. You have you ever tried going to the Lenskart online store?
Yes, sir. I have window shop many times.
You have gone to the shop. Okay, fine. Now it is possible for you to also do this by going to the online store and placing the order there. Let's say you are buying, something which does not have power. So you can go to the online store and you can buy it there. So just giving you an example, this is also a direct selling inventory based. Okay. Now, Lenskart is offering a large number of products for sale. These can be bought directly from its site. Or I'll just show you the site. For example, if I go here and I type lenskart.com India. Okay, so I'm going to Lenskart now.
Okay.
If I go to Lenskart, so you can see that you have all these available here. So you can buy the frame. If you need power in the glasses, you can buy the frame, take this to a Lenskart physical store, get your eye tested, and you can buy this, let's say. If you are able to buy this directly from here, this store is not showing the products of any other company.
Yes, sir.
It is focusing only on Lenskart.
Yes, sir. The
Now,
company's website.
It's the company's website. Why did we choose Lenskart? This is based on their advertising. See, how did we get to know about Lenskart? They ran a separate marketing campaign for that.
Okay.
And through that marketing campaign, they were able to convince us that they have good products. So we should come to Lenskart and sell. So this is one example.
Okay.
Now, coming back here, non-inventory based model, B2C. Best example is Amazon, what you were saying.
Yes.
Here, what is happening? Basically, what happens in Amazon? We all log in, the sellers are already registered there. We write the name of the product. All the sellers selling that particular product are listed. You have images of the goods that they are selling. And in the process, we are able to make a selection. If we like it, we sell. And this is where that value proposition comes in handy. Because when you see, when a person goes online, he cannot touch the product, cannot feel. He can only see the image.
Yes, sir.
And what you are writing about the image. So if you are writing something which is very, very catchy, which is convincing, then the customer is able to take an appropriate decision and probably buy your product in your favor. So here it is very, very critical to do it. What does the seller have to do to use this model? What you can do is, in your free time, you basically, this is the web link.
Okay.
So I'll send this to you tomorrow. After tomorrow's class, I'll send this whole Unit 1 PPT to you guys. So you can have a look at this. Go to this web link and you will find frequently asked questions there. Suppose you want to register on Amazon as a seller. What you will do is, you can look at all the FAQs. It will answer all your questions. What are the things that Amazon requires from a seller? Once you do that, and of course, there will be a number of undertakings which they will expect you to sign. All those things will be there. You will have to accept their terms, and then you are able to sell them. Okay. Now let's go to C2C. In C2C, a third party creates a website. Any customer can register on the website as a buyer or seller. The transactions are done on the site, payment is made through the site, delivery is made by the seller. Can you think of an example? See, there are no businesses here. Both sides individuals.
Okay.
Think, it is very easy.
Couldn't guess the answer.
Suppose you want to sell something.
Okay. I can create a website and
No.
do the
You
part.
don't have to create a website.
Okay.
You will go to this website and register yourself as a seller of some particular. That's all. OLX, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. If I have to, if I wish to sell my car, I will just register myself and put the quotation.
Yes.
Someone will
That's all.
accept it. Yes, sir. Yes. It's
So
a common thing.
Common thing. So that's why when you make it technical like this, you don't think about that. Actually, it's very common. You see, OLX is one. I'll give you. Can you think of something else? Suppose you want to rent your flat. How will you do it?
That Amitabh Bachchan wala ad, sir. Just dial.
No, Just Dial is different. You think of OLX is one. I'll give you another one. Magicbricks.com.
Magic Bricks. In Just Dial is also same, no, sir. If it in case of renting an apartment or in case of hostels.
So you can use Just Dial also.
Yes, sir. In PG's cases also, we will just go for a search. Someone will put their quotation there like that, sir. In renting
then it's the same thing. I wasn't aware of that.
Yes, sir. Same thing.
Magic Bricks is also that. 99 acres, that is also there.
99 acres.
All these people, what are they doing? They are allowing the in real estate. They allow you to connect and to do. So this is C2C.
Yes, sir.
Now we come to, there is one more thing here which I wanted to tell you. There is a concept of peer-to-peer lending.
Okay.
So peer-to-peer lending is that, let's say that you want to take a loan, but bank is not giving you a loan. Maybe because they feel that it's too risky to give you a loan. And you can go to a site like fairdeal.com. There you will register yourself as a borrower. I want to borrow money.
Okay.
And let's say that somebody else has extra cash. He can register himself as a lender.
Okay.
And through that site, fairdeal.com, it will be possible for you to take a loan from that.
Okay.
And you will make your payments, EMIs, through Fairdeal itself. The rate of interest will be higher, obviously.
Yes, no, because of no security.
The rate of interest will be higher. And so that is also a type of C2C thing happening. So it's in the case of what I just described, that is known as P2P lending, peer-to-peer,
Okay.
peer-to-peer lending. So that's another e-commerce model. That's it. Now we come to another very, very important part. So why I decided to, devote a few slides to this concept of value chain, because this is very important in the context of strategy. So since this unit is all about strategy and models and all that, so when we talk about value chain, this is a very, very important aspect of strategy. Now, in the case of value chain, what happens? So the value chain covers the various activities that a business undertakes while, while it's basically producing something or providing a service. What are the different steps which are there while it does this? So for example, let's say it's a manufacturing firm. It would start, let's say, with the purchase of raw materials. It would move on to processing the raw materials. And then there will be marketing and sales. Then the company will receive its money. Some of it will be in cash, some of it will be on credit, and it will continue like that. So a good CEO can cut costs at different points in the value chain and also use these different segments to popularize the company's products and build up brand loyalty. Now I'll explain this to you. What I'm saying is that in the value chain, obviously, there are a number of steps. Now, at each step, there is a possibility of actually building up value. So start here, 1.
Inbound logistics.
So inbound logistics, that means warehousing, inventory, management of raw material. So what are the things which are striking you here? You have to buy raw material.
Yes, sir. We have to warehouse it for moving it to production or and further next process.
Yes. So you have to bring it from somewhere. Now, here, there is an opportunity to cut costs in this area. How? Think what can be the way of reducing cost in this area. First of all,
Sir,
one
way is giving the order and not taking the stock on hand until it is needed for the further process.
Perfect.
So keeping them with the own seller itself only, asking them to transport it when the production process starts.
Excellent.
Oh, okay.
Anything else?
Okay.
See, there is one company which has, I think, the largest sales of chappals and shoes in India, Relaxo Footwear.
Yes, sir. Relaxo Footwear.
Now, in Relaxo strategy, what they have done is it is said, what I have been reading and listening to, that they are able to they have such an excellent supplier network that they are able to get raw material at a very, very low cost as compared with others. How is that possible? Mainly because they are bulk buyers. So since they are the largest footwear company by sales, what happens is that they are able to make purchase in bulk. They get good deals. So for them, they claim to sell the cheapest chappals. Apart from the good ones, they also sell the cheapest chappals. The basis of the strategy is that everybody in India needs chappals. So the market size is as big as the population.
Okay.
Now, a certain segment is, let's say, very well off. They don't want Relaxo chappals. They would prefer to go for Crocs or something. They prefer good stuff, Nike, Crocs, they'll buy those. But the larger part of India are people who are workers, lower middle class people, maybe even middle class people, they are happy to buy low cost chappals. So if you want to, reduce your cost, the starting point is here. One way, of course, is what you said, that you have a process of buying only the required amount of inventory, not buying large amounts of inventory, locking your capital into that, and then, sort of paying interest on the capital, losing interest on the capital that you have locked up. You can't do that.
Yes.
The other way is to find
reducing working capital.
So if the more capital you lock into inventory, the costlier it will be for you.
Yes, sir.
So that is one. So it begins here. If you are able to, first of all, calculate your inventory requirement correctly, you have a big advantage. The second part is, should we take a break, Lokesh?
No, sir. Okay, no problem.
If you want, we can take a 5-minute break.
No problem. Just I'm seeing. No, my friends are in the class. Will they miss the whole class today? So we are going very, very much farther to them. That's why. Okay, no problem, sir. You can continue. I think none of them joined today. That's why I'm thinking.
I think there was some doubt in Neeraj's mind also. That's why he said, you two continue.
Okay.
People will be joining late. See, one of them, if I remember correctly, her brother was getting married or something.
Okay.
But the other 3 people, I'm not sure why they have not come.
Okay, must be Saturdays they are working. Okay.
No, but one of them is not working. Anjali is a student.
Okay.
Anyway, doesn't matter. So
no problem.
One way of saving money is right here. Now the next part is,
sure.
The next part of the value chain is when you take the raw material and you convert it into finished goods.
Okay.
If you take the raw material, convert it into finished goods, what you are doing is you are basically processing it, adding value to it. Now, depending on how good your process is, how efficient your process is, cost is going to depend on that.
Yes, sir.
If you have an efficient, so the next place where you can actually manage is here. The third part is the marketing and sales.
Okay.
Now, there are many companies now which focus on this. They say that this is okay, but the real fun is here. If we can convince people that we have an excellent value proposition, that they should come and buy our products, then we are in a position to maximize our sales. And if we can maximize our sales, we are going to actually make a large profit. And that is in that way we increase the value of our company. So this is one. Now, once you have convinced people to buy, this will come. Outbound logistics, warehousing, inventory management, shipping of goods to customers, this part. So you must have a stock of goods, finished goods always available with you, so that if you are getting any orders, you are in a position to comply. So getting the product quantity correct, producing in the right quantity, and that planning will start here at stage 1 only.
Yes.
And then, because depending on how much you want to produce, first of all, you'll have to predict your sales. You'll have to forecast your sales. So once you forecast your sales, based on how much sales you are expecting to make, you will buy raw materials and produce that many goods. Now, if this is correct, then you will be able to very smoothly honor all the orders that you are getting.
Yes,
anybody orders in bulk or in retail, you are able to supply the goods to them. So no problem at all.
Yes,
so this is the
marketing.
Last. Yes, Lokesh, go ahead.
Nothing, sir. Without that correct marketing strategy, if you don't have the correct marketing strategy, you have to put that finished goods in warehouse for long time, which will block your capital and which will affect the cycle also, sir. I think so.
Yes. Now you're correct. And the last one is this
Service warranty.
service. So people who buy your that has to be, you have to provide after sales service. If you don't provide that, you may lose customers in the long run. So initially people will buy your product, and then later on, if some problem comes and you are not able to address those problems, there will not be any repeat purchase. They will not come back to you. So this is all about the value chain. And now we come to our business level strategy. So basically, the business model section of our course, that we have more or less completed. We have done our business models. The value chain is also like a business model.
Yes,
it is, because it's starting with the purchase of raw material right up to the time of service. It forms a model in itself. So, and it gives you a good idea about how to proceed with, what strategy you should have, where you should focus. Now we come to this. So the growth share matrix, or the BCG matrix. So like I was telling you in the beginning of the class, see, BCG is a leading consultancy firm.
yes,
When I was in PNB, we had engaged BCG to come up with some solutions for us which would help us to increase our business and make ourselves a better bank and all. So they are very good at what they do. And BCG also does a lot of, based on the consulting they have, the contact that they have with different companies, they come up with this guidance for companies. They come up with different strategies, and they write a lot about it. So one of the first ones, which was very, very popular, was this, which they call the BCG matrix. So, so the best is, if you want to understand this, think of a company which has 4 products. It can be more also, it doesn't matter, but just to make it little easy, just think.
It has P&G, Procter and Gamble. They sell Surf Excel and soaps like that.
Perfect.
Household
so they
items,
have,
many things.
They have lots of products.
Yes,
so we take that.
Yes, sir.
Think of each product as a business.
Yes, sir.
Because each product has to be manufactured and designed separately.
Yes, sir.
Customers may be different for different products. The marketing and sales pitch may be different. The value proposition may be different. So for all practical purposes, even though all the products are being produced by you think of it as a separate business from a strategy point of view, not from any other point of view, but from a strategic perspective, you think of these different products as different businesses. That means that the strategy which you will adopt for increasing the sales of each product will be different. It will not be the same.
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
the BCG matrix says that your strategy will be based on 2 aspects. One is growth, and the other is market share. So growth means sales growth. Growth basically means growth in your sales on a year-to-year basis. To what extent are your sales increasing? This is one. Other thing which they say is, what is your market share?
Okay.
What is your market share? That's the second one. Now, we will take an example of a company which has 4 products. Okay, so let's go to this. Now, look at how this works. So this is my matrix.
Okay.
On the y-axis, I have growth.
Okay.
Okay, so low to high.
Okay.
And on the x-axis, I have market share.
Market share. Okay.
High is this side, low is this side. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let us take the first. So there are four, these are called quadrants. No?
Yes, sir. Quadrant.
Each square is a quadrant.
Yes,
So
4 quadrants.
this company has one star product. It is an electric car. So this is an automobile company. It's selling an electric car. Like Tata has an electric car. For Tata, that car is a star today. Why? It has a high growth and it has a high market share. I'll show you an Excel sheet in a while just to go over these points in more detail. So as you can see, on this axis, the y-axis, this is high, this is low. Okay, this side is high in market share and this side is low in market share. So this I can see is high in both. It has a high growth, it has high market share. So this is my best product. Sales are excellent, sales are growing very well, and my market share is also increasing. So I am doing better than my competitors. In today's automobile industry, the Tata electric vehicle is a very good example. So they have the largest market share by far, and the sales are growing at a very rapid pace for Tata. So that is one. Now you take this one, cash cow. I found this nice cow here, so I put this. Yeah. So the cash cow for this company is their SUV.
Okay.
Now, here what happens is the growth is low. Year to year, the sales are not increasing so much. But they have a very high market share. Okay. Now, what that means is that the company is making a lot of money. Okay, so it's making a lot of money on this.
But there is no growth.
But there is low growth. Okay. There is very low growth. So we'll come to what does that mean? We'll understand it a little later. Okay. Now you take this question mark. So they come up with a new product, electric pickup truck.
Okay.
So it's a pickup truck which is run on a battery. And here the growth is excellent. So the sales are increasing a lot. But their competitors appear to be doing better because the market share is very low.
Okay, competitors are more. I mean, Ashok Leyland is also producing that same electric truck or something.
Something like that.
Eicher is also doing like that.
Yes. So why is the competitor doing better? Maybe because the product is not up to the mark. Your product is not being able to compete with Tata Leyland's, let's say Ashok Leyland's products. So now what is happening is they are grabbing the market share. Your sales are increasing. Fine. Why are your sales increasing? Because this is a new market. Electric pickup trucks, it's a new area. Lots of new people are coming in. And you are also being able to sell. As compared with your own performance in the previous year, you're doing okay. But other companies selling the same electric pickup trucks are doing better than you. So your market share is less. Now, for you, there is a question here. Should you try to push this product further or should you quit the market? Should you leave this? You can also take, for example, when Nano came, remember?
Yes, sir. 10 years back when
in the beginning, it was like this. Huh? There was high growth. Lots of people gave advance orders.
Yes, sir.
But gradually, people were not happy. And then what happened was the market share continued to drop. people prefer to buy an Alto or something,
Yes,
or a
sir.
Maruti 800, and the result
Regular
was,
SUV, they moved it.
then the company Tata finally decided, this question mark came for them also. No? What should we do with this product? And then they decided to almost discontinue. So they aggressive marketing stopped. They tried to improve the functioning of the thing, but for all practical purposes, you hardly see Nano on the road.
Yes, sir.
So,
We hardly see it.
the last one are called dogs or pets. So basically, these are products where the growth is low and the market share is also low. Now, in the BCG concept, what they say is that ultimately all products will become dogs.
Huh?
That means products will go out of fashion. They will become obsolete. Think of the Ambassador car. See, the Ambassador car at one point of time probably had a 70-80% market share.
Yes, sir. That was the only car on the road.
Only two cars, Fiat and Ambassador. Government, military, everyone used to buy Ambassador. So except for a few private individuals who are buying Fiat, everybody else is buying taxis, also only Ambassador. So at one point of time, it was a star. Then later on, it reached this dog stage, where the sales began to fall, the market share became very little. And at that time, what will happen? Either you reposition your car, that means you do something with the Ambassador, which will once again make it a star, or
now they are trying.
or you discontinue. So more or less, they went out of production. They said, okay, now if they revive the brand, it is different. But for the moment, they said, let us go out of production. It is better. So broadly, these are the four quadrants in the matrix. Now we'll try to see this. What are the implications of this? We'll try to understand this through this slide and then Excel sheet. There's an Excel sheet also. We'll look at that also. And then we'll try to see how this works. So, principle behind the matrix is that market leadership results in superior returns. If you have market leadership means what, Lokesh?
So, in case of oil, Reliance can be called as a market leader.
Now, on what basis? What is the basis? They have the highest market share.
Highest market share, yes, sir. Okay.
So if I'm saying market leadership, it means that I have the highest market share. I am selling the most products in the market.
Yes, sir.
So market leadership is clear. How does market leadership lead to superior returns? We will answer this question when we do this, but you tell me first, what do you think?
So when you are a market leader, everyone thinks that that is the best product, and share increases, sir. So when at that point, when if I price is more than the competitors, also I can sell the same share. I mean to say that my price will not affect my market share when I am a market leader. I guess.
I can increase my prices. You're saying that?
Yes, sir. I can increase my prices, being a market leader, but I cannot. I will not get affected with any market share.
Okay, fine. That is one way of looking at it. Now, another thing. What is the meaning of growth?
Okay.
See, in growth, there are two things to think of. This is a slightly tricky area. In market share is very simple.
Okay.
Total sales by all companies in the market is 100. I am selling 20. So my market share is 20%.
20%.
That is very clear. In growth, there are two aspects.
Okay.
One is your sales growing? Are your sales growing? One, I did 100 last year. This year I did 120. So I had a sales growth of 20%.
Yes. Yes,
Other aspect of growth is the market growing? That means
okay.
is the market size itself expanding?
Okay. So, as of now, government is pushing everyone towards ethanol fuel instead of regular petrol and diesel. So,
Yes.
even if the Reliance increases its production and sales, but there is need to be look at market whether market is moving towards ethanol or not
Yes.
in
Yes.
future, in near future. Okay.
Perfect. So this is very important. In the market, whatever product you're selling, is the market for that product growing or is it shrinking? So if I go towards ethanol, then what will happen is gradually maybe the demand for petrol and diesel mainly will contract.
Yes, sir.
It is going to become smaller. Then in that case, my sales cannot increase.
There will be no growth, sir.
There will be no growth. So you have to be very careful as a CEO to look at that aspect also. Is the market actually growing or not? That is the macro environment. You have to function within the larger environment.
Yes,
now, market share is very clear, so no questions there. Now let us take this particular thing here. So the company introduces a product. It starts here. Next, it competes with other companies making the same product. It enters the market. Naturally, it is not a monopolist. There are other companies. They are also making the same product. It will go on. Now, if it has a good product, its market share will increase. Because customers are going to favor it. Everything is going to go fine. Then, as the market share increases, production will also increase.
Yes.
Naturally, you have to produce more. More people want to buy your goods, so you have to produce more.
Okay.
Now, one benefit comes. Your economy of scale will now come into the picture.
Yes.
As your production increases, your cost of production will go down.
Okay.
You are able to get higher discounts on raw materials.
Yes,
so those advantages will now come. And when that happens, you are able to make higher profits. You make more profits. Now, the other aspect is what you said. If your product is very good, you are able to demand more for your product. So, and there will be a stage when you will be able to charge much extra for your product. For example, Apple iPhones you take.
Yes.
iPhone, when a new model comes in the market, it is overpriced. But because of the brand value and brand loyalty, people will line up to buy the iPhone. Even though they know that if I wait for 6 months, this same phone will be available to me at a substantially lower price.
50% price.
But they are able to actually, they are, let's say, in terms of design and like in the American market, they are the leaders. So they are able to charge what they want. So that benefit is there. Okay, now, because of the cost advantage, the company is able to defeat competition. That's another thing. Suppose the company now decides to reduce the price a little. Other companies are unable to compete on price. So they already have a good product. Now they begin to sell at a reasonable price. Other companies cannot compete. This will further increase market share. So their market leadership will get consolidated. Now, for the company to take advantage of an attractive market, it has to have a better product than others. Maybe I should have shown this before. Doesn't matter. Now, for growth to happen, the market has to have the ability to keep expanding. This is what I was telling you then. So if, like you said, if you are selling petroleum products and the ethanol market is expanding, your market is contracting, then your sales cannot go beyond a certain level. It is restricted, it is limited by the growth of the market itself. So more and more buyers will buy the company's products if the market is expanding. Let's say I am someone who is into ethanol.
Okay.
If I am producing ethanol and the government is also pushing sales of or asking consumers to switch to ethanol, then what is going to happen is that as more and more customers begin to switch to ethanol, my market is going to expand.
Yes, sir.
And then that will give me an advantage. Now, here I was just giving some simple examples. The sales in the year is 1,000, sales in the next year, 1,200. Growth is 20%. Total sales by all companies in 2020 is 5,000.
Okay.
This company produces 1,000, so the market share is 20%. In the
Okay.
next year, the total sales is 5,500.
Yes.
Out
Market
of that,
share
this company is producing 1,200. So
market share
its
increase.
share is increasing to 22. Now, one of the reasons it is increasing is that the market is expanding. See, the market is also bigger.
Okay.
From 5,000, it has grown to 5,500. Total sales in the market have increased. That is the advantage. Now, for growth to happen, the market size must increase. Otherwise, what will happen is you may grow at the expense of other companies, but your growth is limited. In this example, the market size has increased from 5,000 to 5,500. As a result of that, the company's market share has also gone up and its growth has also been. Okay, now we come to this Excel sheet which I have. Let me just show it to you. Can you see the Excel sheet?
Oh no, sir. This is PowerPoint only.
No, I'll show you. Just a minute. Let me just stop this. I'll show you. Now?
Yes, sir. I can see.
Okay, so I'll just increase the. So let's take 4 companies: blue, red, green, and yellow.
Okay.
In 2019, blue company had sales figure of 200 lakhs.
Okay.
Red had 150, green had 100, yellow had 120. The total market size was 570.
Okay.
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 Now, market share of company blue was 200 out of 570, 35%. Red had 26%. Green had 18%. Yellow had 21%. This is the market share. Now, in 2020, the first company blue, its sales increased from 200 to 240. So its sales growth is 20%. Second company, it grows from 150 to 170. They have a sales growth of 13%. Third company, green, grows from 100 to 130. So they are getting a 30% growth. Smaller base, so they are managing to give a very high percentage figure. The last company declines by 17%. From 120, it goes to 100. Now, what is the impact on market share? For the first company, blue, the market share increases from 35 to 38. For the second, it goes from 26 to 27%. Third company, it goes from 18 to 20%. And fourth company, it goes to down from 21 to 16%. So this thing is going on. Now, if you look at these 3 cases, growth is increasing, share is increasing in all 3. Where growth has increased,
growth is decreasing.
And the second one, both growth and share are decreasing.
Decreasing. Yes, sir.
Now, in this particular scenario, if this is the industry scenario, one thing is clear that the market is growing.
Yes, sir.
Because it used to be 570, it has gone to 640. Now let's take a case where the market is contracting. It used to be 570, it contracted to 510.
Okay.
Now you see one very interesting thing here. So this will be the same. The company Blue had a 35% share. Now the market contracted, but these people are able to still increase their sales. They have a 5% growth.
Okay.
So when the market was growing, they were able to get a 20% growth. Here they are still the leaders, but the growth has slowed down. But because the market has contracted, the market share has gone.
Okay.
See this, Mukesh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, this position, see, this is interesting. The market share is going up. But because it is a low growth market, the sales figure are not going up too much. So in the BCG quadrant, we had one place where we said that there is low growth but high market share. And we call that a cash cow. Remember? So
Yes,
we
sir.
said in the cash cow, the growth is going to be low, but the market share is going to be high. So that's a cash cow.
Sir,
Now,
one second. Sir, we can in this case, in this situation, can we assume that slowly the players are moving away from the market and the
yes,
existing players are increasing their market share? Sir?
exactly.
Okay, sir.
So these guys were the market leaders.
Okay.
So gradually, what has happened?
So in the previous example, as we discussed in petroleum products, as ethanol is getting in, so small players are moving out, like Reliance or BPCL, IOCL. These giants are remaining in the competition.
Yes, exactly. So their market share will increase, even though their sales may not increase too much.
Yes, sir. They because of their giant organization, they are still existing.
They are still managing. And since they had the leadership position, they are able to take advantage of that. So they will not aggressively push the product.
Okay.
What they will do is they will sit back and let the money come. And whatever money which they earn, this they can use to invest in the stars.
Okay, sir.
So you want the star to do better. So you earn money in the cash cow and you use that money to push the star.
To push a new product which has the growth.
Which has the growth. Or you can also push the money into the question mark. If you believe that that product, the question mark product, which which is not doing so well, because it is not competing. But let's say that I say that I will get new technology. I'll get a Japanese company. I'll get new technology. I'll improve it, drastically. So I need an investment. Where is the money going to come from? The money comes from the cash cow.
Okay.
So that concept is here. Now, the other companies, it's a shrinking market. The market size is going down. So these people are all basically losing market share. And their growth is becoming negative. So the market leader is somehow surviving. For these guys, the growth is going down. Market share is also going down. That means for these chaps, this product has become a dog.
Okay. So
remember,
this market growth may be affected by that macro environmental factors, any of the macro environmental factors.
Yes. So the macro environmental factors may be something which is related to technology. It may
socio-economic, socio-cultural.
It can be socio-economic also, like ethanol is technology. You have, and because today we are very interested in sustainability. So we want to use renewable energy.
Yes, sir.
So ethanol is based from plant. It is therefore renewable. Therefore, it is carbon friendly. Therefore, we should use it.
Okay.
Now, petrol is a limited resource.
Okay.
And it also, the carbon emissions are higher. So we avoid petrol. So technology our way of thinking, everything is moving towards a more eco-friendly product.
Okay.
So because of that, the market size for petrol will gradually shrink and ethanol will increase. Similarly, electric will do better. So I have some industries which are going to do well. You know, the old word used to be sunrise industry.
Okay.
So these are sunrise industries which in the future will continue to do better. And we have other industries which will not do so well because the times have moved against them. Okay.
Okay.
So this sheet, basically, I was just trying to show you that the growth concept is dependent on the market growth itself. If the market is expanding, I can have a star product. But if the market is contracting, then I cannot have a star.
Yes.
And see, normally what happens is some old product in which I had market leadership will become a cash cow for me today. And why is it a cash cow? Because I am not making any new investment in that. I am not trying to improve that product any. I already have the product. I'm just sitting back and allowing the product to mint money for me.
Sir, can you explain with that an example cash flow? One more example.
Maruti Desire.
Okay, Swift Desire. Okay.
Swift Desire. So this used to be a star.
Yes, sir.
Now gradually it is moving to the cash cow stage where Maruti does not have to make any major investment in Swift, except for some cosmetic changes in the design and all. Everything else is going to remain the same. The sales are fantastic. There are some parts of the country, if you go there, you will only see Desire. All taxis, everybody seems to use only Desire. Recently, I had gone to Kanpur. The number of, in terms of market share, they must be somewhere around 90%. It is that high. So without making any major investment, this company can simply sit back and earn money. Think of the pharmaceutical sector. R&D is done, one great product comes. Gradually, what happens is they just sit back and mint money.
Yes, sir.
So in the field of medicine, if you think, you'll find many examples.
We can say that the COVID vaccine as an example, sir. They are making money.
COVID vaccine is, I will not say it's a very good example because in COVID, they are still spending a lot on research. See, new variants are coming now.
Yes, sir.
B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. Today I was reading about B4 and B5. So new variants are coming. So COVID is not a good example, but think of a company which is making a cancer drug.
Okay, sir.
They have already got their money back. Everything is, whatever amount they had spent on research, they are overcharging. They are very comfortable with all that. And then now the time has come when they don't have to give any money on research. They just sit back and this drug will continue to sell and they make billions of it.
Okay.
In the pharmaceutical industry, cash cows are many. Lots and lots of cash cows.
Okay.
So what they say is that whether it is a star today or a cash cow, one day it will become a dog.
Okay.
So why? Because one day that product will become obsolete. Better technology will come, laws will change, social thinking will come into the picture. And in the process, that product will lose its market. And then it will become a dog, at which point of time the company will gradually phase it out. It will go out of business. Okay, so we're coming to the last section of this. Let me just close this. Go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so understanding low growth and high growth. So this is the high growth market. I have just taken those figures here. So the market size is growing. 3 companies are showing an increase in market share, what we just saw. Low growth market. Markets has gone down from 570 till 510. So this is a low growth case. And market share is increasing or showing very small decline, but the growth or increase in sales is very small. So basically, a company which is in this market, they know that they should not invest too much in their product. See, the basic thing is no need to make high investments in our product, no need to go for a great amount of advertising. All that is not required. Let us try to make the best of what we can. See, if you look at companies red, green, and yellow, their product has already become a dog. If you look at this, out of these 4 companies in the market, for one company blue, the whatever product this is a cash cow. Low growth, but high market share.
Okay.
So since they have a high market share, they are able to sit back and make money.
Okay.
But for the other 3 companies, this product has become a dog. Their market share is declining and their growth is also negative. So in this case, these 3 companies will go out of business. At least they will stop fooling around with this product and they'll go for something else. Now we come to, so let's look at this, that the last slide today.
Okay.
So what are the stars? Electric cars. In my example, electric car was the star. So high growth, high share. Now, as a CEO, what will you do? So this is a high growth, high market share product. Sales are growing fast. Market share is also increasing. Okay?
Okay.
The management will need to maintain its marketing of the product and to take all steps to further dominate the market because the market is increasing. Your competition is there. Now, if you are able to push the product properly,
You can be the market leader.
You will continue to be the market leader and you will continue to make profits. So it will be great for you. So continue making investments in the product. Now, let's take the second one, the cash cow. Let's say this company used to have a star SUV. This SUV may have been a star in the past. Now, gradually, what is happening is that this is just a hypothetical example. This may not be true. That SUVs gradually, let's say, are becoming more expensive to run. And therefore, sales of SUVs are declining. Therefore, this company, what does it have? It has a low growth because sales, the market size itself is shrinking, but it has a high share. As the market leader, its share is increasing, just like that example which we saw in the Excel sheet. Now, this is an older product where the market has already peaked. The market size has peaked. It has reached the highest level. Slowly, growth and finally people will stop buying SUVs. A stage will come like that.
Okay.
So what will happen is, till these people can milk the product, they will do it. Company should use it to make as much money as it can. And this money which it makes will be used to fund the stars or the question. Stars, so definitely, but the company will also have to take a decision regarding the question mark. So the question mark in our example was the electric pickup truck. High growth, low share. So the sales are increasing, but the share continues to be low because competitors are doing better. Okay, now in this case, this is an innovative product. The market is growing. Like you said, ethanol.
Yes.
Company has a low market share. Let's say there are many companies selling ethanol, and maybe one company is doing very well. Maybe it has an excellent marketing technique. Other company is not doing so. So for them, the question is, what do we do? Do we continue with this or do we make some change? Now, this means if the growth is high but share is low, this means that the product is not competing with other company products. Okay.
Okay.
So the management has to decide whether to invest in improving the product or discontinue. That is the question mark. What do? I have a dilemma. Should I try to improve my product, or should I try to, abandon the product and say that, okay, fine, now no more, I will go for another product. So this is the case of a question mark. Now you come to the last one, the mini car, which is a dog. So here everything is low. Low market share, low growth, low sales growth. Here, product has low sales, market share is not increasing. As both growth and market share are low, the company should either discontinue the product or find another market, maybe in another country where the product can be sold. Why did I write this, Lokesh? Because about, let's say, 20, 30 years back, it was very common for American companies and European companies to first, take as much as they could. So technology is moving forward. They come out with a new product. Let's say they come out with a new type of washing machine. And they use this washing machine initially in their own markets. Now, later on, better technology comes, which is more expensive. So what they do is, this particular technology has become obsolete. It will not sell in the European market. So what I do is, I take this and I shift it to the Indian market. So in the Indian market, this is relatively new technology. So I'm able to sell here. So that's why I'm saying that product is a dog in the European market.
Okay.
You cannot run it.
Finding another.
So you find another place where it can be a star. This does not happen so much nowadays, because nowadays what happens is that if there is a technological movement, normally it is across the world. Everybody gets it.
Yes, sir.
Because of information technology, globalization, exactly. So nowadays that, markets are not segmented. I used to say in the management, you say the market is segmented. So there are walls.
Barriers. Yes, barriers.
So barriers are not there. Things are floating around, coming here, coming there. So this basically was the concept of the BCG matrix. Now, did you find it interesting then?
Yes, sir. BCG is always interesting.
So this is it's a very, very popular model. So if you go to any book on management, you look at strategies, you will find that there is bound to be a section on the BCG matrix. Okay. So there are other ways of looking at strategy. Nowadays, they say that the BCG matrix, the share in growth, something more important is there. And that more important is the ability of the company to come out with new products and the ability of the company to change. Because in today's world, you cannot maintain, growth and market share of one product for a very long time. Each product has a very short life cycle. Okay. So gradually what happens is that in today's world, like for example, you take mobiles. Take mobile, for example. Mobiles are, evolving every month. Every month we are coming out with new models. So if you have a good mobile and you think that you can sit on that, let's say, good product, in no time at all, it will become a dog. It may be a star today. It will not even reach the cash cow stage. It will gradually move out and become a dog, and you will have to discontinue that and come out with something new. So things are, very different today in that context. But in some of the industries, I'm sure, where, growth is, or let's say technological changes are not that rapid. In those places, I think the basic philosophy behind this matrix, it will work. It's not as if it will not work. So I think that brings me to the end of today's lecture. Tomorrow, Lokesh, for you at least, I will have a small quiz. Okay.
Small
quiz.
Vishal.
So we can have a small quiz on that. It will be nice to test you on what we have studied so far.
Okay.
Halaki, you will remember everything because from what our discussion today, I see that you've been paying good attention. Let's hope that our friends join us tomorrow and they can also. So tomorrow I might have to repeat some of this. So you'll have to be a little patient. You can also help in that. You also help me in that discussion to explain this to the students.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think we can end it today.
Okay. Thank you. Good night, sir.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the class. So
Thank you, sir.
good night. Good night.